Good morning, folks. As you'll have seen, it was another very early start for me in Sussex today, and I'm back in the Brecon Beacons. I'm parked at the Story Arms car park, but instead of going up Penny Van, which is behind me, I'm going to go up Fan Fawr I think it's pronounced, which is a hill on the other side of the main road. Goes up to about 730 something metres, I think. Yeah, so I hope you'll join me and have a nice day out. My name's John and I make videos on camping, walking and astronomy. If you like what you see in this video, then please check my channel out, as you may find others that interest you there. But in the meantime, let's crack on with this video. The summit's up there, but it looks like the cloud level's maybe 550, 600 metres, something like that. So unless I'm lucky, I don't think I'm going to get a view from up there. When I say to people, oh, I went to the Brecon Beacons and back for a day from Sussex, they're quite astonished that I can be bothered to drive for 8 hours to do, say, 4 hours of walking. But I think you've just got to do these things sometimes if you live a long way away from mountains. I kind of drew a 200-mile radius from my house in Sussex, and realistically the Brecon Beacons is the only proper upland area. And once I realised that you could do it in a day without too much of a bother, it's only the same as having a long day at work at the end of the day. I've kind of focused on it a bit, although I do most of my walking, camping and cycling and stuff in the southeast of England near the South Downs. It's nice to have a change of scenery. So that's me just going into the cloud now. This walk's a lot less frequented than Penny Van, being 150 metres lower. It doesn't quite attract the crowds. This makes 5 people that I've seen so far. There's allegedly a series of false summits on this walk. Fortunately for me, I now can't see any of them, so I'm not going to be permanently disappointed. That looks like the summit. I don't think it is. The summit's kind of in the cloud over there somewhere, but along here I think that's the ridge that I'm going to drop back down on, make a little horseshoe out of it, down to the reservoir down there. Bit of a steep drop off down there into the cloud. So I think this is the summit ridge now. I think it just sort of goes on over there and round a bit. As you can see, there's nothing to see. I'm hoping maybe the cloud drops a bit when I get to the true summit. In an ideal world, as I was driving up here, it was really foggy most of the way up, and I was hoping to get like cloud inversions or something, but there's no chance of that, I don't think. A lot of the summit type plateaus and things in the Brecon Beacons, Black Mountains, that sort of thing, they're quite featureless like this. So when the weather's bad and visibility's poor, you kind of need to know where you are and how to use a compass and stuff. Otherwise it would be fairly easy to get lost. Just there, though you can hardly see it, is the summit cairn. There it is. well, allegedly the views are quite nice from up here. Not that you'd know it today. I was hoping that it was going to clear a little bit just as I got up here, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of that, and it's starting to drizzle a little bit in the Clag. So I think I'm going to walk along the ridge a little bit, maybe drop out the cloud slightly and stop and have a little bite to eat. Just dropping out of the cloud now. Somebody herding their sheep there, I think, and that's the rest of the ridge back down to the reservoir and the road. Well, I'm well off the top now and out the cloud, so I think I'm going to have something to eat now. Penny Van's up there somewhere. And Fan Fawr, where I've been, is up there somewhere. Well, so much for me thinking I was going to drop out the cloud and sit here, have my lunch and get some nice views, because all that's happened is the cloud level's dropped now to below where I am, so I'm back in the Clag again. One of the other reasons I do these sort of long days out, apart from the fact that I live like 200 miles from any upland areas, is really to do with personal circumstances, or I get more pertinently Mrs. Camping Astronomer's personal circumstances. She suffered for many years, like more than 20, from a chronic condition called fibromyalgia, which basically makes your muscles ache all the time. It's a bit like having the flu kind of permanently, the sort of muscle ache that you get there. And for many years she didn't work and was more or less housebound. But a couple of years ago she took the brave decision really to try and go back to work. And she now works part-time in a local petrol station, and also she's joined the local rock choir, so she goes to do singing and stuff once a week and takes part in some of their events. So both of these two things have done like her an immense amount of good to her headspace, sort of thing. It does your mental health a lot of good. But the penalty for her for doing that is she's not really able to do a huge amount more, so I have to do the chores around the house and the shopping and cooking and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm sort of keen to get back for 7 p.m. tonight so I can make our tea basically, and by leaving at 5 a.m. and coming here I'm able to get into a completely different environment and get back and everybody's happy. Yeah, I suppose what I'm getting at really is although when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. on a Sunday morning, the last thing I want to do really is get up and do a 4-hour drive. If you force yourself to get up and do these things, then like you really end up enjoying yourself. I'm having a really lovely day out. And I kind of love the upland areas as well. Whilst it's nice going for a walk on the South Downs and things like that, I like getting into upland areas and mountains. So yeah, I think sometimes you've got to really put yourself out in order to get what you want. And yeah, this is what I want really. So yeah, I'm having a lovely day. I'm going to pick my stuff up now and start going down the hill again. I'm not cold because I've got this insulated stopping jacket on, but I need to get moving now a bit really, I think. Back in the mist again. Okay, that's me off the hill now. I'm on a sort of gravel track at the moment, about 500 metres from the road, but it runs kind of parallel to it, and it should intersect it about 500 metres or so from where the car's parked. So yeah, it's quite a nice little track, beats walking along the main road. The descent was quite gentle, much less steep than the way up was, but the second half of the descent's a little bit boggy, so I was quite glad I've got waterproof boots on. But yeah, so that's a kind of nice little horseshoe up and over Fan Fawr. I'm probably half an hour away from the car now, I would guess. So yeah, I think it's probably time for me to wrap this video up now. So those of you who've made it this far, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And as I say, those of you who live a long way from the upland areas, if you draw a 200-mile radius around where you live and see what falls within it, it's perfectly doable within a day, albeit a long day. So yeah, on that positive note, I shall bid you cheerio and look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.